Hello, and welcome to this new Let's Play of BioShock 2. I'm Matthew Marco with abnormalmapping.com, and we're going to start this game anew. I played a little bit of it when it came out originally, but never got very far into it. I've always wanted to play it. I've played one, greatly enjoyed it, and I played BioShock Infinite, and definitely did not enjoy that. So I'm hoping this one will fall closer to its predecessor than its legacy. I'm a baby, so we're gonna play on easy, because I don't really like shooters. If that's a problem for you, well, this is probably not the Let's Play for you. Hoping this is not too... I don't know how to do... Okay. Things with the controller, as you might tell from the prompts.
Look, Daddy, it's you. Let's go out to play, Daddy. More angels, Daddy. This way.
Get behind him! Come with us, little girl. You want some, big guy? Bigger they are, harder they are! Get out of here, freak!
There we are. He's perfectly safe now. This is not your daughter. Do you understand? Her name is Eleanor, and she is mine. Now, kneel, please. Remove your helmet. Now, take the pistol. Place it against your head. Fire.
Well, so BioShock was a shooter that came out in 2006, maybe? I don't actually know. 2000, somewhere between there and 2008, I guess. Took place in the underwater city of Rapture. It was kind of a objectivist fairy tale of these people wanting to get away from the vultures that were sapping all of their potential, so they built an underwater sovereign nation. And then there was a bunch of genetic splicing that went on, and things went to hell.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, I don't want to talk over the story stuff. One of the notable things about Rapture when it fell was there were all those splicers, which were these weird mutant humans, but there's also these big daddies, these giant creatures who follow around the little sisters, which are those spooky little girls that are influenced by, I think, Adam, which is like the magical gene splicing energy that has turned them into everything they are and gives people powers and stuff. Here we go. Vita chambers. They probably run on Adam too. If you die, you'll just come out of a Vita chamber. That's how that works. But it was known mostly for being a super atmospheric game. And second one probably... Oh, it's really nice, their little text here. Oof. Okay. In luxury resorts, we shot ourselves in the head. Obviously didn't take. We're not wearing our helmet. I wonder if I could find a reflective surface. Find out what we look like. This is already after the fall of Rapture. The first game takes place also after the fall of Rapture. I assume the first game takes place between where that opening cutscene was and now. You're an outsider who comes in and disrupts everything and finds out how Rapture fell apart. And I'm not going to get too much into the specifics except for where I remember it, because I don't remember all of it. Oh, look at this memorial. That's sad. That's an actor, right? I feel like some of these are like famous people. Yeah. I assume so, and they're all repeated, but oh god, why can't I remember his name? That looks like Guess Is Coming to Dinner era. Oh, he acted against Katharine Hepburn. A lot of stuff. Sorry. Anyway. Spencer Tracy. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know if it is, but it kind of looks like late era Spencer Tracy. I'd like to take this slower than this game probably demands. I kind of just want to explore. Okay, that's a melee. That's B. Right trigger is jab. Left trigger does nothing. Buttons do nothing. Y is jump. X does nothing. Got kind of almost like a cell shading to that drill. I don't know if it's just the way the lighting... No, it totally looks almost cell shaded. That's cool. I don't remember the first game being this cartoony, but it's been years since I played it. Oh. It's our little sister in that hole. Oh, wow. I'm hoping New Computer can play this game at full specs, as I'm also recording. Should be able to. Okay, hands are on back button. Let's drill through this coral. I'll take a listen to the audio after this first episode. If it's completely out of sorts, I'll adjust for the next one. Left stick to crouch. Okay, there's definitely little sisters about. Can I sprint? Doesn't seem like it. Oh dear. Yeah, this part of Rapture's seen better days. Plasmid therapies. So that would we go to... Plasmids are the gene splice magic stuff. Here's an audio log. What is this? Diaries. Okay, right.
Lesson 1, Mop Jockeys. You are under the ocean now. If you feel the soft patter of rain on your hat, you're already fired. Lesson 2. You can jumpstart a dead generator with a direct spark, but clear the guests out of the pool first. Scares these rich pricks to watch a working stiff hurling thunderbolts. You follow me?
We're gonna definitely try to listen to all the audio logs we can find. Lamb is watching. That was that lady who told us to kill ourselves. Doesn't seem like there's anything down here. I tend to be very exploration heavy when I play these games, so fair warning. That is also not your scene. Okay, that's closed off. I have the item flash on just because I'm ridiculous. Well, that'll restore... Oh, we have fuel for the drill. That's on the bottom left, as you can see. I assume we can use that as much as we want, but the drill basically has ammo.
I need this. Do you hear me?
What's going on?
So I might have delayed the end a bit longer. Impossible! You were dead!
Okay, well. Splicers are coming. Being very unfortunate. We're gonna take everything. We want to get money. But there's also health food and whatnot. 0541, that is, I would have guessed that anyway. Oh, really? And bandages. Money and bandages. Exactly what you'd expect from a corpse.
My husband is such a perfect idiot. Throws away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying. Maybe I'll start sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen.
Well, this is definitely a casual gene replacement place. Obviously did not go very well for them. I feel like if I was a Big Daddy, I wouldn't have use for money, like, by default. Yeah, plasmids will evolve me. Or at least that's what they were promising. Eve. That's like magic. Lamb's watching. Here's a nice picture of her. Great artists in Rapture. So Eleanor is the girl that I'm after. Presumably my daughter, but I don't know. There was some reveal of what Big Daddies were at the end of the first game. I mean, they used to be people. I'm pretty sure that's true, but past that. Please hurry, Daddy. Poor kid. Yeah, let's just drink this. Why not? Oh, even worse, we're gonna jam it straight into our arm, aren't we?
Daddy was sleeping for such a long time, and Eleanor has missed you. Find her and you'll be all better. Ah! Daddy!
Well, that thing's, way scarier. Let's go these ways first. See what's over here. Because I can find some money, and I'm sure that'll come in useful. I want to get up there. That's all really pretty. This environment, the thing that Rapture reminds me of most in terms of environmental design is actually Metroid Prime. Because there's just a lot of, like, plants. Okay, smoking restores my magic, lowers my health. That makes sense. There's just a lot of, like, plant life and whatnot that I associate with a game like that. Which I mean in full positive. Metroid Prime Zone's games that I would love to be able to replay for video series, but I'd need some sort of capture device, and I don't have that yet. Someday, though, we will definitely play through that. That's one where I kind of know where everything is still, so that would be nice. With this, we should be able to power, like, this door. Let's grab this hypo. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so shock him and then hit him.
Looks like we're running low on sunshine. No use hiding. I know that the cause has no need.
That worked. I could go down and loot that guy, but I don't really care. Let's shock this.
At last, a signal. You, who are bringing this dead city to life, listen. My name, it is Tannenbaum. I know who you are, and I am in much need of your help. Please, find me in the Atlantic Express train station.
Okay. Oh, it's gonna point us there. That's very helpful. Assume it's through here? Yeah. Calico substitute milk ad. 32% of your recommended daily dose of probably calcium. Sorry, I'm really into the signage in this game. So if I just stop to stare at stuff, that would be why. There's a Big Daddy repairing the wall. That one's much more normal Big Daddy. My design's much different than theirs. I think I'm supposedly like a prototype, if I remember game marketing from years ago. Let's go into the ladies' restroom. See if we can find something horrifying in here. Probably, right? I can flush a toilet. Always pleasant, remember? $1. That was worth it.
This landlord seems
I hope this game doesn't have the mechanic that that Infinite did, where I have to unlock doors and it's rough.
To my daughter, Eleanor, soon you will be born, and Rapture will be your home. You shall be raised as I was, to advance the common good through social psychiatry. This city's potential is immeasurable, Eleanor, yet our beliefs are unwelcome here. Life will be difficult, but the price of revolution is always dear. If we are patient with her, Rapture will come to us.
The problem with that mechanic was everything was hidden away behind some area that you need lockpicks to burn through, and I always felt like it required a ton of backtracking to open doors.
taste of Adam in weeks.
We can shock the water and get those guys, which we just
This
did.
is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, you are not alone. Think of me not as leader, but as mother to the Rapture family.
Okay, more of these.
I am back in Rapture after so many years. The little ones I rescued are grown up.
That's Tenenbaum, that's Lamb, that's Andrew Ryan.
Did to them. It was a joy
One of
to
these
be
is
forgotten.
Creepy Doctor, I think it's the guy with the mustache.
Now all around the world,
I don't remember these other
children
guys.
vanished by the sea, kidnapped. And so I return, in fear of what I already know. Someone is making new little ones, continuing my work, my sins. Even if I am to die for it, I must stop them.
Journey to the surface. Yeah, most of those guys were bosses in BioShock 1 that were in that picture. Incinerate Plasmid, that'd be nice. Actually, I played the first game almost entirely with this Shocker Plasmid and the wrench, because it was very easy to do it that way. The game did not really inspire me to experiment a whole bunch. I can't pick... apparently I can't read. Someone's been leaving paper butterflies that are very pretty, though. More plasmid ads. They really want you to care about plasmids. Slim down. I don't think I need that. Here's a dead Big Daddy. Skin tightening tonic. Brain boost. Just a general ad. We've got a gun.
We shan't save the likes of you!
Okay. I don't like that as much as I like my drill, but we'll use it for a little while. Maybe it'll be fine. I think this game has weapon upgrades. Plasma Quick. Dandy Dental has what ails. Bossy Jaw. Vitastat First Aid Kit. I'll take one of those. Cosmetic Enhancement. X to reload. Oh, that's cool. Fill up with Eve. Yeah, that restores my mana. How do I use that? Is that left? Is that up? Is that down? I don't remember how to refill with Eve. Okay. There's my weapon wheel. X. I know there's a way to do that from the menu, I just don't remember what it is. I mean, without going to the menu, sorry. They want me to go up, so... Research this guy already? I guess so. Let's go this way. Rivets for our gun.
Barely made it down alive. But here it is. And it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. I'm rambling, scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
Oh, there's a splicer. When we came here in the first game, you come up through a bathysphere, which is over here, but locked off. I don't think it's the same bathysphere station, but I think that is interesting to see. Apparently your main character is not the only person to come that way. There's Dr. Lamb. Here's some Fallout-esque graphics. Let's go through.
Big sister doesn't want you playing with me.
Okay, so that's the big sister. That's like our main enemy in this game, I assume. It is way stronger than we are.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, Big Sister is always watching. To steal Adam is to steal from the Rapture family. Your family.
But because we are a Big Daddy, we have a natural affinity with the girls, little sisters. So there's that. Whatever that's worth. Slow down, Mary. Right, okay. I assume there was going to be another log in here, but maybe not. Lots of rivets. Not gonna say no to rivets. Ammo seems kind of scarce. I might want to switch back to my...
Diane insisted that we spend a weekend at the Adonis. And already I find myself seeking a respite from my vacation. When she deems it necessary to chide me for working, the words dissolve into an endless animal bleat. I founded Rapture to be free of law and God, to live among those for whom work is our wage. Yet, when Diane speaks of bearing my child, I am given pause. Until now, I had never considered my legacy. Perhaps after the new year.
Okay, well, that's what Andrew Ryan's about, I guess. I wish I knew how to use the Eve hypo. Sorry, let's look at gameplay options? No. There's a controls in here somewhere. Basics? Health and damage. Use first aid kit. Power of Adam? Restoring Eve. No, that's not what I wanted. Eve. Oh, right. The Eve hypos will be used automatically. Okay. Andrew Ryan was like the leader of Rapture. He's what caused all this shit to go down. He's the main, more or less the main bad guy of the first game. I don't care what happens with the plot. I guess we're gonna learn more about him. This is very much like a weird lore game that probably shouldn't have existed. BioShock didn't leave you with a lot of unanswered questions, but they made a bunch of money, so they made another one. This is kind of the quintessential example of commerce taking priority over art. Maybe it's fine. Some people really like this game. I hope I do. Big Sister's getting scary music. So that's cool. Lots of it too. My word. Neckties. You'll be reborn in the cold womb of the ocean. Not really a good goal. Mermaid bar. Which I guess that's this. So don't shock the water. That would be bad. Oh no. Are we outside? No, we're still in the bar, I think. Everything's going to hell, though. Good thing we are in a big giant diving suit, right?
In that suit, even the ocean cannot harm you. This is good. But Rapture is the death of many great men. Alone, you will not last long. You can still reach the train station. Find me there.
There's a normal Big Daddy escorting a little sister. That's cute. Oh no, being attacked by the splicer. Yeah, I mean, that's what they do, more or less. I assume the Big Daddy's gonna win, because it's way stronger than these stupid splicers. Yep. It's a gas station? Yep. I don't know what happened that they had... This was always underwater. I don't know why that's outside the window. Unless they were like... Bathysphere fuel. That's cool. That's shark. There's the plane that crashed, probably from the first game, because it opens with a very Lost-esque plane crash. Mealtime, frozen dinners, ads. All this signage out here. I guess there must have been travel outside. This stuff is really gorgeous. It really is Metroid Prime-like. I like a game that feels like it's not necessarily built for you to... Oh dear. It's not necessarily built just for you to move through. And these games have always been good at that. It's a big squid. Oh man. There's a lot of stuff that feels like at least partially lived in spaces. Are these just not combat sections? There's the big sister being a jerk. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can fight underwater. That's alright. I do not come to BioShock for combat. Okay. Got an achievement.
Ah, Herr Delta. You arrive, as the little one said you would. Come upstairs to the ticket booth, and I will offer what I know of you.
So I'm Delta. Okay. Is that a last name, I assume? We'll just let that splicer go. They'll come around. How do I... switch back to the drill? I like it better. Seems like someone's having a much worse day than I am over there. Mains facility.
I'll take 3 this time. Do you understand?
Now most who survive are like this. Splicers. They're drug addicts. Vicious animals.
Okay. We got a hack tool. So shoot at machines. Like this one? Oh, I assume this one then. Okay, hack machine. Press A to stop the needle on the green section of the meter to advance. Don't do it on white. Okay, well that's easy enough. That counts as a weapon? Yes. Proximity hack a machine by going up to it. Okay, blue bonus to upgrade the damage. Nice. I like that. This is my buddy now. I assume it'll fight for me until it blows up. That sounds like an accurate statement. There's somebody in here.
Fix your face, baby. We're in the middle of something.
Oh, that guy's holding his own just fine.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb. Andrew Ryan is dead, but the tyrant dwells within us all. Remember, we reject the gene. We reject the self. We reject the tyrant.
Okay, we can do that.
I'm told that the people grow tense and isolated in the absence of the sun. Now they clamor for a psychiatrist. Do they miss the state censor, I wonder? Wartime seizure of private assets? Or the checkup police vanishing them in the night? Regardless, this Lamb woman is said to be the foremost practitioner in her field. Fine. If she can quiet the rattling of the Great Chain's weakest links, I will leave her to it.
Okay, well, good to know. The end of Ryan is the end of the self. Seems a little hyperbolic, but sure. Did my buddy not make it in? I guess not.
I know you. That symbol on your hand marks you a dead man. 10 years, Subject Delta, since I watched you put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. But take heart. Out of your pain, paradise was born. I don't know how you survived, but your suffering is over now. These men will ease your burden.
Oh.
Please understand that like all I have done, this is an act of love.
It is Sophia Lamb. She has found you.
Oh, shit!
Probably switch to a gun. Oh, I'm totally dead, aren't I? Yeah, I know to search corpses. I've played a game before. Well, we escaped that, barely. I like these underwater segments, they're really gorgeous. Where's the corpse here? Oh, that guy, I see.
Now you know of the enemy we share, Sophia Lamb. The camera in your helmet allows me to watch through your eyes and help you to fight her.
There's the creepy doctor guy's, he wore that bunny mask in the first game. I assume we'll encounter more mask splicers, and it'll be horrifying again. Is our buddy somewhere near us? That's cool.
Careful, security cameras belong to Lamb. But
Right.
if you
So
are
hack the
clever,
camera.
they can be made to serve you.
Who is that? What?
There we go. So it'll send bots after them. That's nice.
What the? Backed up! Holy shit!
There's my new buddy. I like having buddies. Search. Buddy gets in my way. That's the one downside. Yeah, I don't really care for the rivet gun. Comparatively. Definitely take the drill fuel, though. What is that? Oh yeah, beans. Definitely take beans. I'm pro beans. I don't know how this game... I guess I can just make hard saves. Okay. That's good. What's the boss shutdown panel? So, if the bots do attack me, I can hack or that or whatever. Solve my problems. I'd really love to get in there.
Father, it's me, Eleanor. I know you're awake in there. I can feel it. Mother won't be able to toy with you like that ever again. This plasmid is for you. If I'm right, you can use it now. Please, find me.
Okay. Oh, this. Okay, I can pick stuff up.
Throw objects at foes. You can even catch grenades and throw them back.
Nice. I assume they're about to give me an example of when this is useful.
He's up topside now, eyeballing with all the can catchers. If anybody gets lippy, pal, he's got the bomb. Open up, go!
Kindergarten full of cutesy little bricks. And
Oh dear. Let's use one of those. That went not as well as it could have. Please stop shooting me. Where's that even coming from? Oh, over here. And then I can switch to that. Which way am I going? That's me. Oh, this is the way I came from. I get it. I don't have a... I really wish I had a sprint. I hope I get a plasmid that does that at some point. Otherwise, this is going to be a real rough time all around. Always grab the money. Take all of that. I'm all riveted up.
some kind of genetic wonder drug called Adam. I've read the word splicer scribbled on walls like a warning. One of them cornered me and Christ, his face. I had a gun, but I choked. And then out of nowhere, we both heard this singing. And he took off like hell on wheels. It sounded like a kid. A little girl. Cindy's alive. I know it in my gut.
Can't carry more Eve hypo. I'm not sure what direction I should go, but let's hack this. Cause list to use, damage enemies. Oh, a free first aid kit. Absolutely, I'll take that. Oh, you know, if they're gonna dispense free Eve, let's use the Eve hypo and pick that up. Alright, coming to the end of the first episode, but I'm busy exploring because that's what I do. Oh dear.
White is not black, Dr. Lamb. Down is not up, and straw is not gold. Look around you. Rapture is no miracle. It is a product of reason. Impossible unless 1 and 1 are 2, and A equates to A.
And yet, alone, each man is a prisoner to bias, dream, delusion, or the pain of a phantom limb. To one man, they are as real as rain. Reality is consensus, and the people are losing faith. Take a walk, Andrew. It is rain.
Ugh, Sophia Lamb is using the splicers against you. Most big daddies are like her slaves, guarding the little ones. But someone has awakened you.
I didn't mean to cut off that thing. My apologies.
I know of your bond with Eleanor Delta. To save yourself, you will come for her. But Eleanor has a destiny, one you cannot share. There is no place for you in paradise.
Okay. I think that's going to be it for this first time. Let's do a new save. I'm not going to turn off the computer.
And pulled hard.
So we're going to close it out here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next time. I'll make sure the audio sounds good, and we'll play another one of these. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes an episode, because I know this is a much longer game than I usually play. Hopefully it'll continue to be interesting. The opening's certainly atmospheric. Maybe I'll speed up when I stop staring at every corner. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, Matthew Marco, Abnormal Mapping on iTunes or abnormalmapping.com. We're primarily a podcast, but we do these Let's Plays and some writing on the website every once in a while. Come back next time for more adventures of Delta in Rapture. Thanks so much.